I'm here on the Margalit Startup City Complex in Jerusalem. In the past 6 months, right under this roof, 9 groundbreaking digital health startups took part in PlayBeyondBio, a fascinating program bringing together leading entrepreneurs, global pharma, venture capital, healthcare providers, and tech giants to make dreams come true. Startups signed agreements with a leading pharma company for pilots in hospitals worldwide, weekly meetings with senior officials at AstraZeneca, JVP and the program's partners, Kan Sagol Maccabi Research and Innovation Institute, Cisco, Shaarei Tzedek Medical Center, and Microsoft. COVID-19 focused a huge bright spotlight on digital health. Where governments struggle to function, the startups we will meet today can and will change lives. Come with me on a fascinating journey. Let's start.
There are 50 million people around the globe suffering from respiratory disease.
Capturing and analyzing ultrasound images is still mainly done visually.
30% of medical procedures are unnecessary.
COPD is the third leading cause of death in the world.
50% of patients do not take the drugs as prescribed.
We have a growing aging population and limited capability to care for them.
It's 2020 and life science companies still rely on manual data processing for their clinical trials.
PlayBeyondBio is not an accelerator, it's a business arena where startups can understand better the pharma world and open new channels for growth opportunities.
We help multinational companies find and attract the most interesting Israeli startups.
Our goal with PlayBeyondBio is to find innovative solutions for some of the most fundamental challenges of healthcare, and then test and scale them in AstraZeneca.
It's one of the pleasures of building great companies, not only inventing technology, but also scaling it.
The world is waiting for a data-driven therapy.
Change the world of medical IoT.
Welcome to the future of clinical data.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, let's get to know the minds behind the startups. Hello, Romy Littman, Business Development Manager at BioBeat, join us from quarantine, and Guy Vinograd, co-founder and CEO of BioT, our new alumni.
Hi, Dror.
Hello, Dror.
First of all, congratulations on completing the program.
Thank you. We're very excited.
Romy, let's start with you. I assume that BioBeat is more relevant than ever with COVID-19. The option of remote diagnostics and monitoring a patient's vitals is now a necessity, right?
Yes, absolutely. With our remote patient monitoring platform, healthcare providers monitor 14 vital signs, including blood pressure, heart rate, SpO2, and respiratory rate, all continuously, wirelessly, and non-invasively. Through the sensor you can actually see me wearing. They then use this data to receive early warning of a patient's deterioration. In fact, since the outbreak of COVID-19, we were implemented in 13 medical centers in Israel within under 3 weeks.
So how did COVID-19 change your product or your thought process in terms of your product's usage?
In order to make our solution even more relevant for COVID-19 patients, we've accelerated our R&D plans and have introduced an automatic AI-based early warning score, which enables caregivers to evaluate the condition of the patients at a short glance. This is crucial in the midst of a global pandemic, where time is everything.
So you completed PlayBeyondBio. I know that major doors opened up for you. What can you tell us?
Things have been pretty hectic here since we joined the program. The number of opportunities and inquiries regarding BioBeat have been skyrocketing. We're currently busy implementing our solutions in hospitals and COVID-19 units around the world. Our experience in working with the pharma giant AstraZeneca has further developed our ability to support clinical studies and trials.
Over to you, Guy, but still on current relevant and important areas, remote examination and follow-up on patients. Tell us about BioT.
Well, you know that today patients don't like to go to doctors. They prefer to stay at home and use some medical devices that doctors can control remotely. And that's what we do. We have an add-on. For us, it's a cloud-based software that can complete any kind of standalone medical device to a complete remote care solution.
The customers that would use your product are companies that develop medical equipment, right?
Right. So these are, by the way, 45,000 medical device companies in the world. They all need to convert their devices to remote use. And they have a big problem with that. It is complicated in two senses. One of them is cybersecurity, privacy, and also how to manage this remote dialogue between the patient and the doctor. And we help them with that. We already have 20 customers, including some billion-dollar companies, medical device companies, pharmaceutical companies, and through products they recently launched. BioT is serving already over a few thousands of patients, both in the US and the EU.
Very impressive. And how did the program benefit you?
Well, I'm usually not a person of superlatives, but when it deserves, then it deserves. And with PlayBeyondBio, when we started this program, raising funds for our company was a far dream. And I'm happy to say that today we are in the very advanced stages of finalizing our round with the lead investor already in and already invested. A second investment is closing as we speak, and just last place for a joiner. So this is a lot thanks to PlayBeyondBio. When we started, I didn't know how an investor thinks, how to pitch them. I studied that, I learned that here. And not only that, PlayBeyondBio people also focused my business case and brought up new ideas that we never thought of.
That's quite a lot for just a few months. Romy Littman from BioBit and Guy Vinograd from BioT, thank you and much luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, a special interview with the head of AstraZeneca in Europe, and a word from their Chief Commercial Digital Officer, and a conversation with the Mayor of Jerusalem, Moshe Leon, who will tell us what PlayBeyondBio did for the city. But first, the proud parents, right? Erel Margalit, founding chairman of JVP Jerusalem Venture Partners and Margalit Startup City Community, and Ohad Goldberg, company president of AstraZeneca Israel. Welcome.
Okay, so Erel, you've seen quite a few startups in your life. Are you especially excited today?
You know, it's a special time in the world. The world has undergone a major crisis. And while I'm excited regarding every startup, the ability to work with Ohad, with AstraZeneca, and to take healthcare and IT, to bring together these two disciplines, and to make people's lives better, both the medical staff, both people, and the ability to detect things remotely, I mean, it's quite exciting. And at the time of COVID, we congregated together with startups, with medical centers, with different countries around the world, and the ability to talk about changing the way healthcare works today in every country by bringing IT, by bringing medicine to the community and to the home, not just the big medical centers, together with healthcare IT. It's moving for everyone, and it's a big, it adds meaning to everything you're doing on the business side.
You have to look at it as an opportunity, right? So AstraZeneca as one took the opportunity to leapfrog into vaccine space and collaborating with Oxford Group and creating actually one of the leading candidates for the global vaccination, which I'm sure you all heard about and is going to be very interesting and promising. That's our commitment to society. What you learn through that is that you just have to take every situation you have as an opportunity, and digital health is one of them, right? So if we have here 8 startups, each one of them has value for patients. We just have to keep going, whatever the circumstances are. That's what we do. So what AstraZeneca did to these startups in the last 6 months is actually make them fully transparent to the full organization. From basic science, translational science, device production, R&D, commercial teams. So everyone in AstraZeneca, 60,000 employees company, are actually aware of these 8 startups. So every you can think about a patient, a therapy, a need, they know about PlayBeyondBio, they know about PlayBeyondBio. This for startups is invaluable. It's just invaluable.
Ariel, would you relate to that? I mean, what is the unique value that this program offers to commercial companies and for digital health startups?
Startups are often lonely. They try to get a validation early on. When you have a company like AstraZeneca, when you have other companies that are involved in the program, you get a chance to be relevant for the medical community through one of the leaders in the world in the pharmaceutical space.
I think we start with patient centricity, which can be seen as a buzzword, but we really live behind it. So, as I said, if you have a medicine, behind the medicine there is a patient. Patient, at the end of the day today, and Ariel said it really nicely, uses digital tools to either maximize treatment or be diagnosed earlier. That's on the what we call HCP, healthcare professional side. You cannot just focus on the drug if you don't give the full ecosystem. This will be done through digital terms. Now, what AstraZeneca as a whole looks at Israel, and maybe that's where we will drill down here, is that digital health exists. IT, cyber is successful. So you have to be there because you can actually reap the fruits very quickly. Where we want to go is to science. So we want to succeed first in digital health, and then we want to be prominent in Israeli science, basic science, drug discovery. I think we need to prove it first in digital health, and then, not in a long-term period, but rather short, start with first investments really on basic science. Because I don't see Israel with such an innovative ecosystem staying behind there. And personally, I think Israel really needs ethical pharmaceutical industry, like they have defense industry, which is leading, like they have a cyber industry, which is leading. If you look at COVID today, you just need the leading healthcare industry in this country.
Ohad, Ariel, thank you very much.
Thank you. Ohad, it's been a privilege, and I look forward to bringing more partners to the second generation of our batch, because PlayBeyondBio is a great game.
Totally. And we wouldn't have done it without JVP. Not in the speed and the quality.
On to the alumni. Hello, Eve Nordman, co-founder and chief medical officer at DocDoc, and Hilary Harel, co-founder and CEO at Serenos AI.
Hello.
Eve, let's start with you. I admit that I read the research twice. You know how to develop an app to provide a warning before an asthma attack, right?
Yes, and there is a huge need for this. Actually, 550 million people around the globe are suffering from respiratory disease. I happen to be one of them. And it's quite hard to believe that nowadays still we rely on complete subjective assessments to help those patients.
This is so important. So tell us, what do you do and what indices the app adds?
We came up with a physician-prescribed app, or a beyond-the-pill solution that helps to better manage patients with asthma. We just use the patient's smartphone to detect in an objective fashion a lot of important features. For example, cough intensity at night, or physical activity, or air quality. All that to come up with a digital biomarker.
Wow. And now it's official. You're conducting a pilot in 3 countries with AstraZeneca, right?
Yes, through the fantastic PlayBeyondBio program, we have the great privilege to work together with 2 of the top 10 hospitals of the world, University Hospital Zurich and Sheba Medical Center. And with AstraZeneca, we now start to work in 3 countries, in Israel, in Switzerland, and in Italy.
This is amazing. Hello again to Hilary Harel from Serenos AI. Hilary, you solve a critical problem, the endless amount of constantly updating medical information, which makes it difficult for physicians to make an optimal treat decision. You in fact assist doctors and the medical system to avoid unnecessary, risky and expensive procedures where these are not needed, right?
Definitely, yes. Our system allows physicians and medical professionals such as nurses and medical students to assist with our platform to get all the necessary information with the latest research and knowledge, medical knowledge, in order to make an improved decision making.
And you are conducting pilots in several countries. Tell us about that and the doors that open up for you as a result of your participation in the program.
Sure. PlayBeyondBio program allowed us to understand better the pharma world. Today, pharma companies are looking to expand their presence in the patient journey and to find correlations between patients' profiles, treatment protocols, and treatment efficiencies. And this is what Serenus is all about. We hope that the experience and knowledge that we gained within the program will help us to open new growth channels for our company, and we look further to explore more these channels.
Yves Nordman from DocDoc and Hilary Harel from Serenus AI, thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
A program like PlayBeyondBio has a broad impact on the immediate but primarily on the long run. So what does a program like this do for a city? Hello, Mayor of Jerusalem, Moshe Leon.
Thank you, Dror. It is a great pleasure to be here with you today. I was honored to join Ariel and all the team at JVP when this project started. So it is great to be here to see the end results.
So we have quite a few questions for you. How significant is the connection between global pharma and healthcare companies such as AstraZeneca with Jerusalem? To what extent does the introduction of multinational companies such as AstraZeneca contribute to Jerusalem, and what does it do for the city?
It means jobs. It means investment. It means economic growth. Jerusalem has a lot to offer. Jerusalem is the home of inspiration and of innovation. The people of Jerusalem are its greatest asset. Our cooperation, working together, this is the special ingredient that we add. It is a special flavor of Jerusalem, and this makes me very proud. You know, when we are talking about healthcare, we remember that we are all the same. Jews, Muslims, Christians, we are all people. The benefit of what we are doing today will be for all our children and grandchildren, and I'm very proud of what we are achieving. There is more to do, but we can do it together.
Thank you, Mr. Leon, Mayor of Jerusalem. Now it's on to Karan Arora, Chief Commercial Digital Officer at AstraZeneca.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to congratulate all of you that are graduating out of our first cohort from PlayBeyondBio. Digital health is becoming such a prominent feature in today's healthcare delivery, and PlayBeyondBio is such a critical part of that. So just to step back a little bit, there are three therapeutic areas that we focus on: respiratory, CVRM, and oncology. And within that, our goal is to do three things. One is get patients to understand the disease better and grow that pie. Second is get physicians to understand the novel therapies that are coming out and which cohort of patients actually are ideal for that therapy. And third is, once patients are on these novel therapy, how do you keep them on the right therapy to keep them out of the hospital and keep them healthy and live the life that they want to? And technologies and digital health innovation, everything from diagnostics to trackers to clinical decision support systems, are vital in making those three things happen. So as an example, we've already seen great success. Two technologies out of the PlayBeyondBio cohort are now working with us at AstraZeneca and showing tangible value. One is timestamp. Second is a platform called DocDoc. Now, while these are early starts in our journey, I think just the fact that through the first cohort we've seen such great technologies come out and we're already working with them is testament to our strategy and the model we've put in place. As a result, I welcome all of you sitting in the audience that may have anything novel or interesting to offer to further our strategy at AstraZeneca. Step up, apply into the next cohort, and I look forward to talking about you and speaking with you as part of the next video series.
Thank you, Mr. Arora.
Thanks.
We're moving on to the graduate startups. Hello, Hila Goldman Aslan, co-founder and CEO of DIA, and Amir El Hassid, VP Business Development at Timestamp.
Hello, Dror.
Hi.
Hila, let me start with you. You want to simplify a very common procedure, ultrasound, right? Well, not only specialized physicians will be able to perform it, and not only in hospitals.
Yeah, we at DIA are the leading provider today of ultrasound AI solution, helping physicians analyze ultrasound images. And we want to simplify the analysis process, not only at the hospital, but also in the point of care setting.
That's great.
We are not targeting a specific market. We are mainly targeting the use of ultrasound at the point of care. Ultrasound, those portable handheld devices, started to be used in the market in the last 4 or 5 years aggressively, and it's in the hands of new users that are not radiologists, and the need for AI solution and automation just increase with time, and this is exactly the gap that we are trying to meet.
So how would you sum up the past 6 months? What ties have you formed?
So in the last 6 months, we performed and we were able to connect with other prospects that we have never been in contact before, like AstraZeneca. And we will continue the discussion after this program. And I believe that it gave us a lot of tools and connection that will help us promote our product in the market.
Thank you very much. Once again, hello, Amir from Timestamp.
Hello.
At Timestamp, you provide distinct tools for doctors to follow up on patients' adherence, right?
That's right. You know that physician and healthcare provider understand that improving adherence may have a far greater impact than any due drug, but their ability to recognize it in uncontrolled patients is very limited. This is exactly what Timestamp is bringing. We are adding connectivity and IoT functionality to common drugs that will enable physicians to have adherence data.
So who are the customers for you?
The customers are the pharma companies. Our go-to-market strategy is to have exclusive commercial agreements with leading global pharma companies that will use our solution.
So what added value did the program provide you?
One of the biggest value add that the program gave us is the ability to have an ongoing active dialogue with a senior team in AZ to evaluate our solution to one of their inhalers.
Hila Goldman Aslan from DII and Amir El Hasid from Timestamp, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dror.
So how far did PlayBeyondBio resonate? This is what Iskra Reich, EVP for Europe and Canada at AstraZeneca, told us about the program.
Our innovation hub in Israel is part of a growing network of health innovation hubs. We believe that startups can play a critical role in advancing the science. Ultimately, our vision is to create and strengthen this partnership through health innovation hubs to accelerate innovation and develop unique solutions that make a true difference for our patients. There is a unique structure of Israeli health ecosystem with highly advanced data capabilities and systems in place that supports the appropriate use of medical data. Secondly, what's impressive is how so many Israeli startups are globally driven from the outset, instead of just looking into expanding locally. This shows the tenacity of Israeli entrepreneurs, and I'm excited by the prospects of working together with them to drive healthcare innovation forward.
We will continue with our graduates in a moment, but now let's understand to what extent digital is indeed part of the healthcare system today. Hello, Esti Shelley, Digital Health Ministry of Health.
Hi, hello, Dror.
So how do you see the contribution of acceleration programs and incubators in the development of the Israeli ecosystem?
I think today, after the pandemic or in the midterm of the pandemic of COVID-19, we definitely see the growth in digital solutions in the Israeli healthcare system. In the last year, we saw that people from other sectors, from telecommunication, from security, and from other industries would like to come and to contribute to the healthcare system and to sometimes even to initiate their own startup or their own initiatives with solution to the healthcare system. And I think acceleration programs are helping startups and helping entrepreneurs to navigate in this system.
Thank you, Esti.
Thank you.
And now we say hello to Dan and Danny. Danny Lieberman, CEO, and Dan Perez, VP Product at Flask Data, and Aviv Lotan, CEO of Resmetrics.
Hello.
Hi.
Dan and Danny, I must say, not your run-of-the-mill startup duo.
That's right. Pretty much, yep.
So your startup could help all of us these days, but originally you established it to simplify the process of clinical trials, right?
That's correct. We noticed that clinical trials are using like 50-year-old methods of manual data processing. This holds back the entire industry about $1.5 trillion a year of revenue by 6 to 18 months. It delays cures to patients, revenue for companies, and competitive advantage. And we saw that in Corona time, this is something that is turning time into a precious commodity for all of us, and say, hey, we're coming out of the cyberspace. We can do this in real time. Not in 6 months, not in 18 months. We can do it in 10 minutes, not 10 days.
Wow. And if I apply it to all of our lives, tools such as this can be very helpful in epidemiological testing, questioning patients throughout the process of questioning COVID patients. Were you contacted by the state?
So you're very right on this. We basically identified that our system could actually be very helpful with the fight against COVID. At the beginning of the pandemic here in Israel, we had a few discussions with the state as well as the army, but at the end of the day, we understand that collecting data from any time, anywhere, from patients as well as caregivers, and getting this data in real time onto a unified database could be very helpful. Now we are running initial projects in the Southeast Asia with COVID and other indications.
And I understand you're advancing towards pilots in the East.
That's right. We have initial partnership in Singapore, and we're doing projects in COVID and other infectious diseases and chronic indications in Singapore, Vietnam, Malaysia, Cambodia, and Hong Kong.
Thank you. Aviv Lotan, Resmetrics, hello again. You've developed a unique patch that can predict seizures before the patient senses them, right?
Right. Our patch can detect mild exacerbation even before the patient is symptomatic, and takes these mild exacerbation, converges them into a big one, and that way we can detect it before the patient even feels that and intervene in time.
And how has progress been for you in the past 6 months?
It's been amazing. The working inside the PlayBeyondBio program was really great for us. We found new use cases for our device, and we refined our business model and strategy. Working with AstraZeneca and JVP really gave us a notion of what we should be in the future.
Danny Lieberman, Dan Perez from Flask Data, and Aviv Lotan from Resmetrics, thank you very much.